Hello, this is Sunil Sundaraj with the Oradell Sports Roundup. Today I'm happy to be speaking with Nicky Galloway, a recent graduate of River Dell High School in Oradell, New Jersey, a starting goalie on the Golden Hawks varsity lacrosse team, and committed to the University of Scranton in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Once again, Nicky, thank you so much for the opportunity. Great to be speaking with you. And again, congratulations on your success, playing athletics and obviously as a student and now a graduate at River Dell High School.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of years, but it's been
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, let's talk about committing to Scranton University, University of Scranton, excuse me, Nikki. Just what made Scranton the perfect fit for you?
So I'm gonna be completely honest. I started my recruiting journey I would say back in junior year, end of
Okay.
junior year. I kind of put together a couple highlight reels, and I was like, I really want to play lacrosse. So junior
Yeah.
summer, I was going in. My dad and I put together an Excel spreadsheet full of colleges. Scranton
Hmm.
was on there, and I loved it. But
Yeah.
I didn't really get too much attention from the coaches. It kind of fizzled out. I was supposed to go to a prospect day at the end of July, and my mom told me that I couldn't because I had a camp to go out in Colorado, which was awesome.
Okay.
I was a little
Yeah.
upset, but it was whatever. And I said it'll all work out. And sure enough, I get back from the camp. I had no phone, and the coach had emailed me and he said, "We have another prospect day. We'd love for you to
Hmm.
come out." And I said, "I'd love to." And it was kind of getting to the end of my recruiting journey. I really didn't think like I was going to play. I was like, honestly, it might not be for me. I might just go do something else. I might just go to a school. And so I went out to Scranton with my dad, and it was a nice October day, beautiful out there. My
Hmm.
dad and I toured the campus on a Saturday. We toured. I looked at my dad and I said, Dad, I want to apply here, even if I
Yeah.
don't get in for lacrosse. It was a beautiful
Hmm.
school. I loved everything about it. I thought it was for me. Sunday, I had a great prospect day, and I get in the car with my dad, and I was like, okay, I,
Yeah.
I think there's a chance. I don't know how good of a chance there is, but I think there's a chance. And we're driving back Monday. I'm at school. I'm in my AP stats class with my favorite teacher, Miss Rampersad. And I looked
Hmm.
down at my phone and it was an email from Coach Hoffmeister. We'd love for you to come out for a visit. And it was really
Hmm.
like there. I was like, I know I want to go here.
Yeah.
And like this is for me. So I went out for a visit and he offered me a position. He offered me a commitment. And
Hmm.
I literally, I said to him, I said, could I commit on the spot? My
Yeah.
parents just take it slow, wait a second. Um, but we came back the next day, talked it over, and I committed, I think maybe 3 weeks after that original
Hmm.
placement day. And it
Yeah.
really, I think just I visited the team and I saw one of the practices, and it really just showed like how much of a team they are. And it was honestly
Yeah.
amazing to see that. And Coach Hoffmeister, his mentality is awesome. And so I think is just the perfect spot for me.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear. And I was looking online. The facilities are amazing there. Weiss Field. I'm sure that, again, everything, as you said, came together at the perfect moment and just the right fit for you. And, felt that connection with the school, with the team as well. So that's, again, fantastic to hear. Okay, how does it feel to be a graduate of Riverdale High School, Nikki?
I can't lie. My best friend Benny and I, we were getting back from project graduation last night, and we kept saying to each
Yeah.
other, it felt like a fever dream.
Yeah.
It really we both didn't believe we had graduated. I still can't believe that I'm not going to school today.
Yeah.
Not to get up and hear that bell ring ever
Yeah.
again. It really is. I was talking to Dr. Albert, our superintendent, and
Hmm.
we had said that was just the most special place to be at.
Yeah.
There's really no other high school like it, and it is really true. From the moment I stepped in the building, I knew it was
Yeah.
something different. I knew it was something special here.
Yeah.
It really is. It is true. And for the freshmen, for the sophomore, for the juniors, just don't take it for granted because it
Yeah.
really goes by quick. And you're gonna be like me freshman, or you're gonna be like me senior year, where you're like,
Yeah.
all right, ready to go to college, and then you're gonna be at the end of senior year where you're like, can I just have one more day with my
That's
buddies?
true. Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
awesome, but I'm excited and I'm excited for the next chapter.
Yeah, no, definitely a new beginning for you. I'm wondering from that first time you stepped on campus, on the high school grounds as a freshman to where you ended yesterday at graduation and ceremony. Talk about that, like, just that journey and just, um, and not only as a student, but as a student athlete as well here, Nikki.
Definitely. Yeah. So when I stepped on, I went to private school my pretty much my entire life,
Hmm.
up until eighth grade. I transferred into River Dell Middle School, and it was the best decision I've ever made
Yeah,
with my parents. And really, coming to River Dell High School, it was just special. You could feel something when you
yeah,
stepped in the building, stepped on the field. When you go to those Friday night lights, like well, I used to
yeah,
play football back in freshman year, and it was special to look in the crowd and just see there's just a, a wave of people, just so many people, and it really
yeah.
just is special. And throughout the 4 years, it was crazy. There was definitely a lot of ups and downs. I would definitely
Hmm.
say more ups than downs. It was
Hmm.
just special. Uh, I can't really. I don't even know how to put it into words. It was just an awesome four
Yeah,
years. I don't even think I would go back and change anything because
yeah,
everything happened for a reason, and it was just amazing to go and have 4 years, and especially on the lacrosse team.
yeah.
My freshman year, definitely, if you ask anybody, I was the worst player on the team by far.
Yeah.
Uh, I literally, I don't know if anybody knows this. My dad called Coach Hammerly because I was getting talked very badly to on the team, and my dad tried
Mm,
to cut that out.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I was definitely a little bit scared in the beginning, but honestly, after that, sophomore year was a little bit better, and then junior
yeah,
year was awesome,
yeah,
and then senior year kind of was the cherry on top.
yeah.
Just get to work with everybody.
Yeah, you progressed up the ladder. As I said, you worked your tail off, night and day, on and off the field. You had a phenomenal senior season, Nikki. Let's talk about you tallied your 300th career save in a 9-8 win over Paramus on April 18th at Paramus High School. Uh, Registered 216 saves this season, 193 last year in the 2025 season, excuse me. Just talk about just making that jump from last year to this year and how fulfilling that was, especially that achievement of your 300 career save. I know I said a memorable day for you. Afterwards, taking photos with the team, with your family, at the sign, recognizing your 300 career save. Just again, had to be a bucket list item for you on that day.
Yeah, definitely. I remember so last year we played Paramus. It was a night game. Uh,
Hmm.
and it was back and forth the whole game.
Yeah.
We were kind of down a lot in the fourth quarter. We were down, I think it was four, and we came back to make it 9-8. We got the ball, and
Hmm.
we did not score. It was tough, and it was really
Yeah.
tough. And I know everybody on the team, it really it stung for everybody just because Paramus
Yeah.
is one of our biggest rivals, and
Yeah.
and losing to them last year was kind of. We also knew that we weren't going to really be in the Curcio League. Mom, mom. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
But yeah, so we weren't going to be in contention for the Curcio League anymore,
Yeah.
which was definitely difficult. But this year, the Paramus game, we gathered together on a Friday night, and
Hmm.
I remember it was an indoor practice. It was raining the night before. And I
Hmm.
said to everybody, I was like, guys, like this is the biggest game of the year for us right now.
Yeah.
And we always took it. The next game was the biggest game of the year. And that's just how it was. We always
Yeah.
next game we play is the biggest game of the year. Once we win that, we go on to the next
Hmm.
game. That's the biggest game of the year for us.
Yeah.
But Paramus just felt different and it was at their place.
Yeah.
It was a nice Saturday morning, honestly. And
Yeah.
just going out there, getting
Hmm.
that 300th save was definitely something special, something I've always wanted to do. And if you asked me freshman year if I would make a 300th save, not even a 100th save,
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah.
would have told you you're crazy. Uh, but it was special, and I saw my favorite teacher lives in Paramus, and she
Yeah.
came out to the game, and we took pictures after, and my family were there.
Yeah.
Uh, it was definitely something special,
Yeah.
and that one I'll definitely remember for forever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tracking it, your 100, your 200, but now obviously, with reaching your 300 career save. And again, this 2026 varsity boys lacrosse team, again, really excelled on the field. 14-6, a seven and a game and 4 game winning streaks. You talk about the rivalry with Paramus. That was I think you guys showed a lot of grit and determination that 9-8 win because it was
Yeah.
back and forth. Paramus, said was just throwing everything at you guys, and you had to make critical saves. But in the end, the defense really stepped up, and you guys were able to pull out the win. And then the rematch
Yeah.
against Paramus in the Bergen Invitational Tournament Championship game at River Dell High School on May 9th. Coming out with an 8-4 win. Uh, that had to be thrown. I mean, just back to back, BITs, but to do it at home, Nikki, in front of the home fans, and it was a great turnout, but especially by the home fans. How satisfying was that for you and the rest of the squad?
Yeah, so what we kind of talked about it. I think it was again, it was a Friday night. We
Yeah.
talked about it's hard to beat a team twice. It really is
Yeah.
hard to beat a team twice. They similar to last year, we had played Mawa in the regular season. We
Mm-hmm.
lost 9-8 to them, and we went to go play them in the BIT championship, and
Yeah.
they lost to us at their home place. And so
Yeah.
we kind of just felt like the dominoes were almost in place for
Mm-hmm.
Params to go in that game. And
Yeah.
we all my Benny was down on the field, he was setting up the music, and he heard them, and they were all coming down like we're gonna kill them, we're gonna beat them up.
Yeah.
And and they were just getting very rowdy before the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we all just said, like, guys, this isn't another this is just another game for us. This isn't a
Yeah.
championship game. This is another game where we go out and we just go beat up the other team. And that's
Yeah.
just kind of how we went into that. And I remember from kind of the first quarter, it was a little back and forth, but a low scoring back and forth, which always
Yeah.
kind of favors us because we were
Mm-hmm.
very if we can keep them low scoring, we were pretty good with that.
Yeah.
So I think halftime it might have been 3-2 or something like that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we might have given up one second half goal, and it was just awesome. And
Yeah.
I think it was the fourth quarter. It was like 5 minutes left. Coach Hammerly told us, take deep breaths. Just take a deep
Yeah.
breath.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. We've been here before and we can do it again. We
Mm-hmm.
need to take a deep breath, settle everybody down,
Yeah.
and get everybody ready to go. And it was just I remember I ripped my helmet off, threw it up in the air, threw my gloves up in
Yeah.
the air. And it was awesome. It just it was so special to win it with these guys. This team was just such
Yeah.
an amazing experience for me. Being my senior year definitely was the best year I've ever had, just as a
Yeah.
team. And it's awesome. It really was. And to hold them to 4 goals, I think it was their lowest goals scored the entire season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It just truly was a special game for us.
Yeah, I mean the exuberation was off the charts just to see the emotions, of you and the rest of your teammates, as you said, throwing up the helmets in the air, sticks. I mean, just the fact that being and last year, going back to last year's Bergen Invitational Tournament Championship title win over Mawa. I mean, down in the fourth quarter and then being able to, again uh make that comeback and then being able to hold them off as well. And I know that with that group as well, I said,
Yeah.
which was, again, prolific and, had a lot of talented players as well. But let's talk about this year's senior group. Kane Lanza, Josh Ocampo, Luke Toscanos, Thomas Murray. I mean, to share this with this, senior class, talk about how meaningful that was as well, Nikki.
Yeah, so it was honestly crazy. We going into freshman year, we probably had 15 freshmen, and it was a
Hmm.
huge class. Like we had a lot
Yeah.
of guys. Um, Slowly but surely, everybody kind of left and figured out lacrosse wasn't for them, and it wasn't. It was just they
Yeah.
didn't want to play anymore, and it stunk. There was a lot of guys that on the team that we really could have used, but they wanted to
Hmm.
go play other sports and do other
Yeah.
stuff. Um, but the 5 guys that were always at practice from 8th grade till now was Kane,
Yeah.
Teamer, Toscanos and Josh. And Josh
Yeah.
joined freshman year, and it was definitely special for him to. And he left his junior year, and he
Hmm.
came back this year. It was just so special. Those guys to be with Luke Toscanos and Kane and Timur from 8th grade. We'd won a single game in 8th grade, the four
Hmm.
of us, and it was just crazy. And to see now today, we won the Bergen Invitational. It's just such a special time. for the five of us, and
Yeah.
it was just special to share with those guys, and they really are just such amazing players, but also just
Yeah.
teammates, and they
Yeah.
really just show you off the field how awesome of guys they are, and we always come over to somebody's house, and we're always hanging out after games, and it was just
Hmm.
really special, and those guys would always come over and hang out, and Toscanos would always be doing something stupid and making everybody laugh. And so
Yeah.
he was just he's such a funny guy and really just
Yeah.
was truly a glue guy on the team.
Yeah, true brotherhood. I mean, that's what you could see about this team. It had that chemistry, that cohesiveness. Everybody rallied for each other, and that again, that was the beauty of it to see every game that you guys were locked in at the task at hand. And even that, again, the BIT title game against Promise, just displaying that even keel, that composure. I think, and then that really stems from the leadership from the seniors, especially you, and then it filters down to the juniors, and then obviously the underclassmen. And that's what I wanted to get to. Obviously, before we came on the air, we are talking about last year's class, especially, RJ Weiss, who's outstanding, said goal scorer, and then passing that baton off to Eric Ramondi. I mean, Eric, tallying his 100th career goal, 100th career point this season, 62 goals, 33 assists, and 95 points. I mean, you mentioned Kane, 33 goals, 25 assists, and then Angus Iapelia Jr., 24 goals. But obviously, the freshman class, I mean, they really put their stamp on this program this year. I mean, we talk about, Ethan Watson with 24 goals, 33 points, David Gautier, 21 goals, 19 assists, Brendan Irving, 13 goals and 21 assists, and then Mark Spano, 104 ground balls per game and 202 faceoffs taken. I mean, just an electrifying group, and just having that balance, having that mix, it really led to that perfect blueprint success for you guys this season here, Nikki.
Yeah, I honestly going into the season, Hammerly had talked to me and Eric and Henry, and we just kind of
Hmm.
all sat there and we were like, "It's gonna be a tough season. We need
Yeah.
some guys to step up." And we knew the freshman class was good. We
Yeah.
saw. I actually had coached them last year.
Okay.
I was one of the coaches for the team, and I knew like these guys were really good.
Yeah.
And I just really had hoped that it was going to translate into the high school game because it
Yeah.
is a jump from going to eighth grade playing against other eighth
Yeah.
graders to going to play other high
Hmm.
schoolers who are seniors, juniors, and sophomores, and so
Yeah.
it's definitely a jump. Uh, I remember the first practice, I was in goal, and Brendan Irving threw like an amazing pass right through the middle, and the guy caught it. I don't remember who caught it, but he
Yeah.
tried to shoot and he missed, and I looked at Brendan and I said, "That was an awesome pass." Like
Yeah.
it really it reminded me of a guy, Finn Christian. Who played my
Hmm.
freshman year, who
Yeah.
was outstanding. And it really, he just looked, he looks like him, he plays like him. And I'm so excited to see what he's going to
Yeah.
become because I know he's an awesome player. And David Gautier, he's awesome too.
Yeah.
I played
Yeah.
brotherhood with him, club lacrosse, and everybody talks how amazing he is. He's a great kid,
Yeah.
in and out of the building, and he really just is such an awesome kid. And Ethan Watson,
Hmm.
he's honestly, you look at him and you're gonna go, "Oh, cool, we'll get a body on him, and he's not gonna score." And
Yeah.
I think I didn't hear. I heard every single team say we're gonna put a body on him and he won't score, and he always found a way to catch it, dunk it. One of the
Yeah.
coolest games for him was Tenafly. We'd always lost to Tenafly. We're always gonna.
Hmm.
Everybody says we're gonna lose to Tenafly, and we went into Tenafly on a Friday night, and we were down 4-0. Came back, and one of the last goals we scored was an Ethan Watson tipper right into the cage.
Yeah.
David shot it, and Ethan tipped it right into the cage, and it was one of the coolest goals for him,
Yeah.
and just for our team, and just it was such a juice goal.
Yeah.
The freshmen, honestly, I'm so excited for this program because I know how good they are right now. And
Hmm.
almost every single one of them plays club lacrosse, so they're gonna just get exponentially better. They really are just truly a special class.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun to watch them for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I think that pipeline is strong. I think, that's what it takes is that the fact that these kids are committed, dedicated to the process. They're playing club lacrosse, they're playing early on, and by the time they reach the high school level, they're prepared for, again, to the competition obviously is enhanced, and then obviously you have the coaching staff to help them along the way as well. And I think that's just again is so critical. Again, coming off last year's team, I mean that went 12-8, 8 game winning streak. I mentioned, so RJ, I mean, him and Eric, 35 goals apiece. Deacon led the team. Deacon McGovern with 39 goals. Gavin McKeon, 24 goals. Angus had 18 goals. But Harry Lawler, 108 ground balls per game and 276 faceoffs taken. I mean, that was, again, a team that, really prospered. I mean, they really, like, showed, I mean, what it's made of. But again, I mean, those guys, when they started as freshmen, and then by the time were seniors. I mean, they really again left their mark on the program as well here, Nikki.
Yeah, it was really special last year. Those seniors, and I always kind of been with them since my freshman year, and they were always around
Hmm.
me and helped me get
Yeah.
better. But it was at the end of the year, we looked at each other and we said, like, how are we going to replace these guys? How are we going to
Yeah.
replace our entire attack, our
Hmm.
face-off guy, and Kevin Hart, our LSM? And
Yes.
we
Yeah.
looked around and we were like, this is going to be difficult. Like this next
Yeah.
season isn't going to be a cakewalk. Like we need to get ready. We need to get ready to go now.
Yeah.
Uh, and it was definitely it was scary. Um, but we during the summer, I don't remember like a single day where somebody didn't text our lacrosse group chat. Do you guys want to go to
Hmm.
DPAC? You guys want to go to DPAC?
Yeah.
Every other day, I was at DPAC shooting around with a bunch of guys, shooting around with the freshmen. I remember Ethan and I literally had stayed one night till the lights went out, and we had to all
Okay.
hunt in the dark,
Yeah.
and we were looking around, and we are like, we don't even know where the balls are. Uh, and it was just such a special time with the guys this year
Yeah.
to go play, and every day we just really came out and played, and
Yeah.
it was really just it was hard to get like not have RJ and Deacon and Gavin anymore, and
Yeah.
Deacon and I were pretty close last year. He'd always drive me home, and
Hmm.
it was sad like not to see him there at
Yeah.
practice, not to be
Yeah.
able to mess around with him. And so it was definitely a vibe this year, but
Hmm.
it was definitely a great vibe this year, and it was so
Yeah.
awesome to play with these guys, and it was
Yeah.
really fun. I'm excited for what comes for them.
Yeah, again, I think the future looks very bright for the Riverdale Golden Hawks varsity boys lacrosse team. But hey, for you personally, Nikki, putting that number one jersey on again, you demonstrated your leadership on and off the field, and obviously communicating. We could hear you loud and clear on the field, but I think that again that was so vital because that's what you need during the course of a game. Talk about that. Just again, and then again, you were able to evolve. You were able to improve your game, and obviously repetition. Said that just being organized off the field work, practices, but again, it really, it all meshed, for you this year, Nikki.
Yeah, definitely. So my freshman year, a guy by the name of Jose Martinez wore number
Yep.
one. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and he was probably one of my biggest inspirations for me.
Yeah.
Seeing him go out there and play, he was awesome. I
Yeah.
honestly, awesome is probably an understatement. He was one of the best goalies in Bergen County,
Mm-hmm.
definitely a snub for first team all county. And he was amazing. If we had a shot on the net, we literally were just like, all right, clear the ball. Like Jose's gonna save it.
Yeah.
Uh, and so this year, I was really debating like what number to wear. Last year I was 12. My freshman
Mm-hmm.
year I was 12, and my sophomore year I was 88. And I really didn't know
Yeah.
what number to wear.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking 12 was going to be the way I was going to go. Just kind of like make my own mark on the team. Uh, but
Mm-hmm.
but I really thought one was kind of just a way like to show. I don't know. It was just something that I was like,
I
all
think
right,
it fit you perfectly. I think that was
yeah,
that's the number you were meant to wear. I think this season.
I think so. And it really
Yeah.
was. There was something that told me at the beginning of the year, I was like, I'm gonna wear one, and
Yeah.
that just I kind of did that.
Yeah.
Uh, and so it was definitely special to do that. And outside of Riverdale, I going into my junior year, I was going to the goalie workshop with
Mm-hmm.
Jack Runkle almost every day, or not
Mm-hmm.
every day, every week.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awesome to go there. He is one of the greatest goalie training sessions ever.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at first team and second team all county, all four of his goalies are from are all of his goalies that he's trained
Hmm.
that regularly
Hmm.
go to his sessions. And so it's definitely just a testament to him because he's such a great goalie coach. And I
Yeah.
honestly think I could have done what I've done without him. And it really was just awesome to see a jump because I think really mainly him.
Yeah.
Um, Communication wise, I had always been told my dad was a goalie
Hmm.
when I wasn't born. He would play at Army in Manhattan
Okay.
back in the day, but he'd always told me the one thing you got to do is communicate. And
Yeah.
the one thing I'm a goalie coach now, and the one thing I always tell my goalies is it doesn't matter how bad you are, how good you are if you can't communicate, you really can't play lacrosse. It's one of
Yeah.
the most important things to do.
Yeah.
And I was never really a good goalie. Uh, and I always tried to make that up in communication, yelling out ball position, yelling out
Yeah.
what defense should do, just
Hmm.
trying to get any upper hand that I can on playing. So I always thought communication was definitely one of my def key points to playing goalie.
Yeah. And just talk about that jersey. Every time you put that on home games away as well. I mean, what did that represent to you personally, Nikki? I'm sure wearing with pride and joy, especially this season.
Yeah, it was definitely it was really special. Every game day, I kind of had the same routine. I would
Hmm.
always get in the locker room, put my music in. I'm kind of weird. I like to play very like calm music before
Okay.
a game. Just kind of calms me down, gets me
Yeah.
ready to go. And I get ready like that, put my calming music on, and then I'll put my jersey on, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, we're doing this
Yeah.
it just feels different when you're going out there and you're playing for your town. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people, there's the debate between public and private. It
Hmm.
it just it feels different when you're going out there and playing with
Yeah.
your buddies from your town. And I always say personally public over private any day of the week.
Hmm.
It just is so important if you go out there and you play with your friends from your town. Like one of my best friends, Brian McNeil, the deep hole
Hmm.
lives 3 minutes away from my house, and it's just so special to be able to share these moments with these guys. The River Dell jersey, I had to give it back. I think it was Tuesday, maybe Monday,
Okay. Yeah.
and I honestly I didn't want to give it back because
It must have been gut-wrenching and emotional for you. I
it
can't imagine that.
it
Yeah.
was, and
Yeah.
I've been keeping it. We were supposed to give it back like 2 weeks ago. I
Yeah.
didn't give it back, and I gave it
Yeah.
back Monday, and
Yeah.
it was like it felt like something like a part of me was like
Yeah.
lost, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, this town is so special, and the way the way the parents and the fans got behind the team
Hmm. And
was
community. I
special.
mean, everybody really bought in here. I mean, I think that's,
A
you
hundred
know,
percent,
yeah.
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 And it was something like I couldn't even explain it, and I just didn't want to give it back ever, and I wanted to keep it. I was
Yeah.
debating keeping the jersey, but I couldn't do it. And the main reason I was like, I can't keep this. It's not
Hmm.
mine. It's this town's, and it
Yeah.
really it's true. It was never it's not a player sport. It's a team sport, and
Yeah.
it's this town that gets behind this team. And I just it is so special to see what this
Yeah.
town is going to be able to do with
Yeah.
this team.
I think again, as I keep alluding to, there's a legacy that you guys have left. Every, class has done that. I'm glad you mentioned, Finn Christian, Jose Ramirez, because you talk about guys who came before you and really set the table, for the guys to follow in their footsteps. And I think that's what's so again, uh, you know, fantastic, to see. And obviously playing for one of the best head coaches, here in Bergen County, North Jersey, me, in the state, in Joe Hammerley, and Coach Hammerley also notching his 300th career win in 12-7 win over Pequannock on April 28th. Then the rest of the coaching staff, assistant coaches Rich Knighting, Jake Manning, volunteers Andy Bernardez, Karen Hughes, and Ton Kiernan. But what has Coach Hammerley? What did he mean to you, said these past 4 years here, Nikki?
So Coach Hammerly, he is. I'm honestly at a loss for words because
Yeah.
he's just such an amazing guy. Uh,
Yeah.
he really was such an amazing coach for me personally. My
Hmm.
He'll tell you my sophomore year he had no, he thought I was going to be the worst goalie ever.
Okay.
Going into junior year, also thought I was going to be the worst goalie ever.
Yeah.
But but he always likes to say that it doesn't matter how you play on the field; it's about how you're on off the field.
Yeah.
And he always loved me as a kid, and so it was awesome to see
Mhm.
him as a coach, and it was really great to junior year, really, he kind of got on me more and he was like, you got to get on this. And it was
Yeah.
great to see that. And I felt the pressure and I loved it. And he has a different coaching philosophy than a lot of guys
Hmm.
that played for. A lot of the club guys that I played for have their very different
Yeah.
coaching philosophy. But Hammerly's is just, it is definitely special.
Yeah.
It's one of a kind. He does an awesome job getting a team to rally.
Hmm.
There's definitely so many games this year where he's come into the huddles. He won't even we'll have a timeout. He'll stand on the
Yeah.
side so he doesn't
Yeah.
yell at us because he doesn't want to yell at us too much.
Yeah.
But and he lets the assistant coaches do their jobs. But
Yeah.
times where he would make us go one huddle and he would be like, guys, we're just not playing up to our standard.
Yeah.
And he really just got on us for that. And there were practices where we weren't playing well and he would make us run sprints. And then we are like, all right,
Yeah.
we gotta lock in.
Yeah.
Uh, he was just such an amazing coach. We after the home Dell game, which was it was a tough loss, but it was sad to see the season end that way. But you know, I looked at Hammerly and it was so sad to see that he's not going to be my coach anymore. Uh,
Hmm.
because he has meant so much to me.
Yeah.
He's truly such an amazing coach, such an amazing human being.
Hmm.
I can't say enough amazing things about him. He's done so great for this team. I'm so happy he's here at Riverdale.
Yeah.
He really just makes the town better. He puts on these clinics on Sundays for the little kids.
Hmm.
He's doing a Riverdale Real Deal Lax Camp, I think next week. Uh,
Okay.
so he just makes everything amazing for the team and the town itself.
Yeah.
After the 300th win, he looked at me, he called me over. He goes, "What day is today?" Coach, it's like a Tuesday. He's like,
Yeah.
"You think everybody has anything tonight?" I was like, "I mean, I don't know. It's Tuesday. I don't
Yeah.
really. I'm a senior. I don't have work." Uh, and he's like, "Tell the
Yeah.
guys we're going out for wings tonight."
Uh,
And he brought the entire team out to the Cornerstone in
oh
Hillsdale,
yeah. Yeah.
and it was truly the most awesome time.
Yeah.
30 guys in the Cornerstone in the back room eating
Yeah.
a bunch of wings and nachos. And my goalie buddy
Yeah.
James McNeil ate 38 wings that night.
Oh
Uh,
wow, that
he was going
that's
at him. He was
astounding.
hungry. I don't think he ate dinner that night. So he was so happy. It was just it really I think is a testament to Coach Hammerly and how
Yeah.
amazing he's done for this team. And he's one of the best coaches in Bergen County,
Yeah.
honestly, North Jersey and New Jersey itself.
Yeah.
He really is just he defines lacrosse and he's amazing.
Yeah, his leadership skills are just spectacular. And again, paying it forward in the community and really promoting the game of lacrosse. Again, I mean, that's just outstanding, to hear. Hey, I wanted to ask you, training for a lacrosse season is no walk in the park here, Nikki. I'm sure there's quite a bit off the field in terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition. We talk about the physical aspect of athletics, but there's also the mental part, being locked in, having that focus and mindset. So wondering what was the perfect blueprint, especially these last couple of years, where your
Yeah.
game really took off.
Yeah, so for me personally, I always struggled kind of with the mental bit.
Yeah.
Freshman year was kind of difficult because I always would let goals in. So it doesn't really
Yeah.
help a goalie to let goals in.
Yeah.
I think it might have been around my sophomore year where I kind of started to unlock like the mental side of the game. Uh
Hmm.
and honestly, testament to this guy named Lax Goalie Rat.
Hmm.
He's a lacrosse goalie influencer and he does a bunch of awesome stuff for the community of
Yeah.
goalies. And he'll put on these seminars with a bunch of great goalies. Uh, and I forget which one it was, but there was one talking about the mental game, and
Hmm.
it really just kind of helped me set into, all right, like if I give up a goal, it's not the end of the world, and
Hmm.
we just have to get on to the next one. And it kind of helped me
Yeah.
understand like I need to just slow down.
Yeah.
It helped me with life as well.
Yeah.
Also, Ted Lasso. kind of where I get a lot of my philosophies from. I wish I had my
Mhm.
helmet here. This
Okay.
that's just like
Yeah.
a display helmet, but on my
Yeah.
helmet, big goldfish. Uh,
Okay.
so Sam Obisanya and Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso says to him, he's like, Sam, you know who has the shortest memory? A goldfish.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I really
Yeah.
that's something I take with me every day, just having a goldfish memory. If I let in
Yeah.
a goal, yeah, it's bad, but it's I can't do anything about it. It's in the past now.
That's right.
So I think that's one of my biggest philosophies of just doing the mental game.
Yeah.
Uh, physicality and
Yeah.
physically, is definitely tough. My freshman year, I was a little chubby. I was
Yeah.
not in lacrosse goalie shape. Uh, and so my dad every day kind of would get on me. And freshman year, I didn't take it
Yeah.
seriously. Sophomore year, didn't take it seriously. But
Yeah.
going into my junior year, I was running every day. I was trying to lift as much as I could. But really, I think the running for me was the
Yeah.
most important because
Yeah.
it got me much quicker with my hand speed, my leg speed, and I just felt a lot quicker in the cage. So I think running is definitely something that's helped me improve my game.
Hmm.
Lifting now going into college, I have my lifting packet and my conditioning packet. So every day I
Yeah.
do a lift, do
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very fun
Yeah.
to do that. But it definitely is. It's definitely a hard mentally and physically
Yeah.
position.
Yeah. For all four quarters. I mean,
Yeah,
and as you mentioned, I mean, when you sometimes allow a bunch of goals and they come in waves, and then again, you got to reset, refocus,
yeah,
and as you said, put that in the rear view mirror, and then just try to,
definitely.
stay, yeah.
Yeah, and our coach Richie Knighting, who is our assistant coaches are second to none. They are
Yeah.
amazing. He always used to talk. He played at Salve Regina a couple years ago, and
Hmm.
he always used to say that he still says lacrosse is a game of runs. And you know,
Hmm.
we went on a run in the Paramus game. We went on a
Yeah.
run in the first half, and we I think we were up 8-3 at half, and then they
Hmm.
went on the run in the fourth quarter, and it's just who can have a bigger run
Yeah.
because that's at the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's not about you know who's going to score the first goal or the last goal, so who's going to have the biggest run,
Yeah.
and that was definitely special to see and hear that from him, and I think that really
Yeah.
helped our
Yeah,
game.
I'm just hearing a different perspective, and
Yeah,
that I think that's what it takes. Some of the intangibles. Hey, how about those away games, those bus trips? I'm sure a lot of memories. You're gonna cherish that forever. Here,
yeah.
Nikki.
Oh, I I can't even. I was driving to my job the other day, and I drove
Yeah,
over like the bridge. We always used to drive over to go to all of our games,
yeah,
and it hit me in a wave that I wasn't going to be back on that yellow bus anymore.
yeah, yeah.
Our bus trips were the greatest thing to ever happen to Riverdale lacrosse. We
Yeah.
had so much fun every trip. I freshman through junior year, I'd always sit kind of middle back of the bus. This
Hmm.
year, I sat in the very first seat. Just I
Yeah,
thought it was kind of better for me to get locked in the game.
yeah,
Just a little bit leadership, just show like, hey, we're gonna be locked in the whole time. We're gonna
yeah,
be locked in.
yeah,
Um, and I thought the first seat was great. And I was always talking to Hammerly. Benny Gaffin would always come on the bus as well with us. So
yeah.
so a little
Yeah.
distracting sometimes. When we played the Wayne Hills game, the
Yeah.
first half of the game, I was not locked in, partially
Yeah.
because Hammerly wasn't on the bus, and I wasn't locked in for the first
Okay.
half. Second
Yeah.
half, though, we were good and we came back and won that game.
Yeah.
But it was definitely so special to be on that bus. And the last bus ride home from Homedale,
Yeah.
an hour and a half bus ride home, and you'd think it was we lost 17-3, and
Yeah.
it was going to be a tough one for us.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it was the greatest bus ride I have ever seen. My
Yeah.
dad, we brought a speaker on the bus, and we were blasting music on the way home and singing karaoke. And Coach Hammerly got involved. He was singing karaoke, and our staff girls were singing too. And it was
Yeah.
so sentimental to see everybody on the bus just one last time. And we really just have such an awesome team bond. And those
Yeah.
those those bus rides, I know the games were awesome, and those things I will miss every day. But the
Yeah.
bus rides were something that I don't think I can ever replace going on that bus and hanging out with my friends one last time.
Yeah, I don't think that could overshadow what you guys accomplished, not only this season, past couple of years, especially last year. There's no end. Glad you gave a shout out to the Sac girls and even
Yeah,
trainers. I mean, everybody played
it,
again,
it's so
an
true.
important role in the team's success this year.
Definitely.
Look, it's just not about being an athlete, Nikki. It's about being a student athlete. And you know the demands are there. Just I mean, in terms of trying to have that time management and organization, hitting the books after you come back from games, practices, which can be tiresome, grueling. You're exhausted. What worked out, effectively for you? The fact that having to prepare for homework assignments, quizzes, tests, projects. I mean, it's cumbersome.
Yeah. It it was definitely difficult to do. My freshman year was really difficult because I was playing football and lacrosse, and our
Hmm.
lifts were always kind of poorly timed, and I was always having to go to sleep early, or
Yeah.
wake up late or wake up early. So
Hmm.
it was kind of difficult to manage all that. But I think for me, the best way I was always able to do it was kind of get back from lacrosse. I would go shower, eat dinner, and then hit the
Hmm.
books right away. And
Yeah.
just kind of no dilly-dallying. I think if I had to go back and really change one thing, would be
Hmm.
not procrastinate, because
Yeah.
I definitely procrastinated a little bit,
Hmm.
which was difficult. But I always found a way. I think my time management was decent enough to the point where I was like, all right, I can kind of figure out what I can need to do, and
Yeah.
it worked out a lot of the time. Uh, and it really it was difficult a lot of the time. And I remember there was weeks where I would have four assignments to do on one night, and I
Hmm.
would have two tests the next day, and I was having to figure out what can I do right now, and then what
Yeah.
can I do tomorrow in school when I have this study hall, or I
Yeah.
have this sub hall for this class, and I think it worked out pretty well. And
Hmm.
it's definitely a grind to be a student
Yeah.
athlete.
Yeah.
I'm excited for next year. I know it's going to be even more difficult, but I think it's really just that time management. As long as
Yeah.
you can kind of figure out where you can get in this and that, you can manage your time pretty well.
Yeah, I think River Dell High School prepared you well, and then having the best teachers who understand, said what you're experiencing, and
100%.
giving you that maybe that flexibility, to again just finish and complete your assignments, your tests, you name it, and projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we honestly, there's not even a doubt in my mind. We have the best teachers in Jersey. We have the best
Yeah.
teachers probably in the country. The everybody in the building, you walk in and you just feel like they want you to excel. They
Yeah.
want you to be the best you can be. Uh, and they really are just they're always they look out for you. I
Hmm.
don't think I've ever really failed anything to the point where
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna, pass a class. And because of
Yeah.
the fact that my teachers always look out for me. Um,
Yeah.
literally, it was the last day of school, and my teacher had said to me, I was missing like two assignments that I didn't even realize. And she looked at me,
Hmm.
she's like, "You're missing these two assignments. Just get it done." Miss Lauderback
Yeah.
for our team pep class. And she was
Hmm.
awesome. She always really helped me because towards the end of the year, it was like kind of ending, winding down. And I was a little difficult to get everything in on time. And I didn't really even understand what was going on in lacrosse and all that stuff. So it was
Yeah.
difficult. Every teacher was just awesome. Miss Rampersad, she's kind of like a second mom to me. She was amazing. I had her 3 out of the 4 years, and so
Hmm.
she will be deeply missed. We were joking
Yeah.
yesterday. That like, how are we gonna? What's this gonna happen? Like, we can't even
Yeah.
believe that I've graduated. I remember her my freshman year, and she
Yeah.
was uh, she was my math teacher, and sophomore year she was again my math teacher, and then last year she was
Hmm.
teacher again, and
Yeah.
it was crazy. And to think that I
Hmm.
won't see her in the halls anymore is definitely sad.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
always was looked out for me, and she'd always, if I said, "Hey, like I really had no time last night, could I take a
Yeah.
test the next day?" She'd always give me another day. And the Riverdale teachers, honestly, my biggest piece of advice for freshmen: go to extra
Hmm.
help, and
Yep.
make sure you talk
Yeah.
to your teachers because they don't want
Yeah.
you to fail. They want what's best for you. As
Yeah.
long as you're a good student and always do what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
they're not trying to get you. And
Yeah.
I think that really helped me because I was paying attention in class. I was always sitting in the towards the front, and the teachers kind of
Hmm.
understood that, and they kind of saw like, hey, like this kid, if he needs another day, like we'll give him another day.
Hmm.
So teachers really just were so special this year, and I could sing praises of probably 20 teachers. They're just
Yeah.
all amazing. Every teacher I've
Hmm.
had. just really, really was special.
Yeah, just having those advocates, those mentors, and that, that's what is required. And I think it's just the culture, the
Mhm.
environment of Riverdale High School. You talk about the student body, the administration, athletics, Principal Brian Papa, you mentioned
Yeah.
Dr. James Albro, the superintendent, athletic director Mike Toda, and shout out to, former AD, said Dennis Nelson, uh, who really again, set the table and the benchmark, for the success of the athletic program. Talk about how again they played, said incredible role, like in your success here the past 4 years, Nikki.
Yeah, so honestly, the administrators have just been awesome for
Mm-hmm.
our team. The first one that comes to mind is Dr. Albro.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Albro and I are very close. My sophomore year summer, he became our superintendent, and I remember seeing him at football. He came and visited the team. He's a big football guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a coach back in the day. And so I was talking to him junior year, senior year, and we've just become so close. And I would go visit him in his office, and I was working one day for Chick-fil-A, and I was trying to get catering opportunities, and I went over to his office,
Mm-hmm.
and I just sat down and I was talking with him, and obviously trying to get catering, but just talking to him as well was special.
Yeah.
And he's just
Yeah.
such an amazing guy. He comes to so many of our lacrosse games, and he
Mm-hmm.
always is out. He's always looking out for us,
Yeah.
and he's just done such an amazing job for our team as well. And he will definitely be missed. We actually I work as the Board of Ed rep as well, and I was
Mm-hmm.
joking with him the other day, and we were talking, and I gave him a hug, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were a hugger." And so just at graduation, I gave him another hug, and he's just such an awesome
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
and I really will miss him. He's just
Yeah.
been such a awesome guy to have around for 2 years. I wish it could have been four.
Yeah.
But he'll definitely I'll definitely stay in touch with him. And Mr.
Yeah.
Pepe also, he does such an amazing job being our principal.
Mm-hmm.
He makes sure everybody kind of knows what's going on around the
Yeah.
school, and he makes sure everybody feels involved. And Mr. Toda has done such an amazing job.
Yeah.
After Mr. Nelson. And Mr. Toda, fun fact, went to the University of Scranton. So
Okay.
yeah, so we got a little pipeline
Yeah.
going there.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
right.
but he's such an amazing guy as well, and he's done such a great job to give every opportunity for our athletes the best he can.
Yeah, it's marvelous to hear. Look, you've been playing lacrosse for so many years, Nikki, and I almost forgot about senior day. How I just That was amazing. Just see the coming out with everybody coming out with their families, especially
Mhm.
with you and your parents, and then the raising of the sticks and just the photos. I mean, I it was just again just a special day. Talk about that. I mean, again, for you to soak that in and to be recognized, along with the other seniors.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the more special games. It was
Yeah,
definitely one we kind of knew we were going in and we were going to win this, and so I think that's probably why we scheduled senior day on that.
yeah,
But it was so special to go out there and to go play with the guys just on a day where we were seniors, and all the
yeah.
seniors got to start that day, and I
Hmm.
know it was kind of in the middle of the season.
Hmm.
We didn't really have too many home games, but
Yeah,
it was just special. It really was to go out there and just play and being recognized. I thought it was really sentimental because this
yeah,
program just means so much to me.
yeah.
The lacrosse team. I've been playing since I've only been in Jersey since sixth grade, and I've been
Okay.
playing since I think seventh grade. So
Hmm.
it was really special to be a part of this team for
Yeah,
so long, and
yeah,
getting recognized was awesome, and
yeah,
having that walkout and under the sticks, and
yeah,
I've
yeah.
been a part of it for 3 years, holding my stick up and having the
Hmm.
seniors walk under it. So it was really awesome to be
Yeah,
able to be the one walking under it. Uh,
yeah.
it was really special just to see all the guys out there and go one last time.
Yeah, a full circle moment for you and the rest of the guys, and then coming out into the field where you guys running out. It was really cool to see that. Hey, I obviously family plays such a is so paramount, plays a again a crucial role in terms of you being a lacrosse player, being a student athlete, and then as well with academics. What have they meant to you along this journey here and pathway?
Yeah, they honestly, my family has meant the world to me. I really don't think I would be the same person I am without them. They uh,
Hmm.
they really just are so special. I have an older brother and an older sister. I'm the very youngest one, 10
Hmm.
years and 8 years older than me. So I was kind of always the baby,
Yeah.
but it kind of always felt like I had two older people looking out for me when I was growing up, and they helped me so much just to kind of see the world and older vantage, and it was really
Hmm.
special to see that. And my parents, uh, they just mean so much to me, and they've done an amazing job uh, raising me and just showing me
Hmm.
kind of how the world goes and what to do. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think uh, playing lacrosse, I think that was one of the best things my dad's ever showed me.
Yeah.
He, as I mentioned earlier, he used to play lacrosse way back when.
Hmm.
Uh, but he made me play lacrosse, and back in Florida where we used to live, I didn't want to play. In
Hmm.
like fourth grade, I was like, nah, this isn't for me. I'll stick to something else. I was a big flag football kid back in the day. And we moved up here, and my dad was like, give it one more chance. And
Yeah.
I gave it a chance, and it was the greatest thing he's ever done for me.
Yeah.
Uh, and he's always been there. My dad and mom have always they've always taken me to everything I've ever wanted to go to. Training wise,
Hmm.
the goalie workshop is not close. It's 30 minutes away up and out in
Okay.
Wayne, and they've always
Okay.
sacrificed everything
Yeah.
to get me to go there.
Yeah.
And they put me in a club lacrosse junior summer, and we drove all across Northeast to upstate New York, down to Maryland, over
Mm.
into Pennsylvania, and they just did an awesome job of making sure that I had every opportunity I've ever
Yeah.
wanted. Honestly, I'm so grateful for my parents, and I think that without them, I just really I wouldn't be here today, and they honestly are so special, and so they mean so much to me.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, and that those are the behind the scenes stories, the sacrifices, as you mentioned, that parents make. With the equipment, with going to camps,
Yeah.
prospect camps, as you mentioned. I mean, everything. And it just there's so much that's involved in the fact that they were willing to go the extra mile. For you again. Just I said is terrific. Hey, I just think you're just such a wonderful role model for younger athletes. You see a lot of kids, obviously playing sports these days, and now a lot of competition out there. I mean, it's even obviously at the high school level, but
Mhm.
now with social media. I'm just wondering, Nikki, from your perspective, just like in terms of dishing out some much needed advice and a message for these kids out there that watch this interview, just in terms of navigating, said the road and how what sport they're good at, and just trying to keep with it, said on a consistent basis like you've exemplified.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the landscape of sports has definitely changed since I was growing up.
Yeah.
Where I took the super sports class in this past year, and we kind of
Hmm.
we looked into like youth sports and how it's changed, and
Yeah.
it really has. And nowadays everybody's social media this, social media that. Like
Hmm.
my kid is, he's on
Yeah.
this club team, he's on this.
Yeah.
And I think one of my biggest lessons for everybody is it doesn't matter what they post online. And I
Hmm.
honestly I'm a big poster. I post on my Instagram quite a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, just some
Yeah.
lacrosse things here and there.
Yeah.
I really just I think I remember one night I was scrolling Instagram and it was like the top 100 2026 commits had
Hmm.
committed. Uh and I remember like I was thinking to myself like this sucks. Like I wish I was one
Yeah.
of those top 100 commits.
Yeah. Yeah.
But really I think at the end of the day it's just Instagram, and it doesn't
Hmm.
matter if you're not recruited, if you're going to play.
Yeah.
It's social media, and I feel like that today we need to all just take a step back and kind of just see sports for what it is. And it's a time to go
Yeah.
play with your friends. It's a
Yeah.
time to get better at something that you love, and it's a time to have fun, most of all.
Yeah.
And I think part of this landscape that we're in right now, we've lost the ability to have fun. And
Hmm.
I was playing club lacrosse 2 years ago, and I remember one of the parents was yelling at the refs and over a call. And I think that just kind of shows today how much I think some of these parents have lost the
Yeah.
view of what sports is supposed to be. And it's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be competitive. And that really is what I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I think today we've lost that touch. And
Yeah.
I think there are people that are learning it to get back to that. But it definitely, I think we've got to get back to more of a less social media view.
Yeah. No, I agree 100% with you. I think the pureness has been taken out, and I think
Yeah.
that's a sad reality that there is so much competition, and it just there's you know no need for it. I think it could
Right.
be eliminated quite a bit. Hey, before I give you the final word and message here, Nikki, which is well deserved, I'm wondering with the game of lacrosse, what are some of the intangibles like on and off the field that sets this sport apart from the rest of the major sports out there?
Yeah. Lacrosse is definitely something that if you look at a game, you'll be like, why are there guys with sticks and they're throwing a ball back and forth? And if it's the first time looking at it, you'd be like, whoa,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like it's
Yeah.
like soccer with a stick.
Yeah.
Um, it, honestly, I think for me personally, one of the biggest things that I always had when or always needed to have when
Yeah.
I was playing attack, when I was playing goalie. Um,
Hmm.
really, I think it was hand-eye coordination was one of those big things that
Yeah.
everybody, if you're playing lacrosse, that's super important. But
Hmm.
also just having an awesome mentality, uh, I think is definitely overlooked. I think a lot of people today go to play lacrosse, and I know a couple kids who are like, I play just because my parents make me play.
Yeah.
And I think there's different ways to look at it, and I think I'm very I was very gifted from my family because they've always
Hmm.
made me have an awesome mindset on things.
Yeah.
And I think being able to change how you look at things is really important in lacrosse because
Hmm.
if you look at something like, hey, we lost 17-3 versus Homedale, we suck. Or you say, hey, we lost 17-3 to Homedale, and we made it to the States, and we were
Hmm.
competing with these guys, and every single one of our players got in that game, and now every single one has experience in a
Yeah.
state game.
Yeah.
And I think there's definitely just different ways to look at it. And I think today we all need to, especially for lacrosse, need to look at how can we see this in a better light. And I
Hmm.
think if everybody's able to do that, I think we'll have a much better you'll have a much better lacrosse team.
Yeah, no, so said well said. Hey, wanted to give you the floor here, Nikki, for family, friends, teammates, obviously, the varsity boys lacrosse team, present, current, yeah, and past as well. The River Dell High School student body, administration, athletic department, towns of Oradell and River Edge. I know there are a lot of people you want to thank here, Nikki.
Yeah, I honestly I think giving me the floor to thank everybody would we'd probably be here for another hour. But it's been such a special journey.
Yeah.
A couple of guys that have made such a big impact on me. Our goalie coach, Richard Knighting, one of our
Hmm.
assistant coaches. He came in last year. He was awesome. Jake Manning, Kieran Hughes, Trevor Oberlander as well. Those guys also came
Okay.
in
Yeah.
last year and just made such an impact. And as well, Coach Andy and Coach Kieran and those guys. They've been with me since since eighth grade.
Yeah.
And they've just meant so much to me and my family as well. Two guys that honestly do not get enough praise, Ryan McNeil and Henry Arturi. I
Hmm.
always joke around with them. They're kind of like the O line, and I'm like the quarterback. They do all
Yeah.
the work, and if I
Yeah.
make the save, it's on me. But it's if we get a goal scored, it's on them. But I always like to shout them out because those guys
Yeah.
they're in the trenches. They're
Yeah.
making my
The
life a lot
unsung
easier.
heroes. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was talking, I don't forget who, but I was talking to somebody and I wouldn't make 216 saves without those guys. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have a 64% save percentage without those guys. And they
Hmm.
make my life easy. And their life's very hard.
Yeah.
But they really do make it easy. And those guys are just they're awesome and awesome to
Yeah.
hang out with outside the field. And they really are. And but yeah, and Coach Hammerly and Coach Runkle, those guys are two other
Hmm.
guys that do not get enough praise, but they're yeah,
Yeah. Amazing honor and privilege to interview Nikki.
oh, thank you so
I
much.
said,
This was
I
awesome.
yeah, this is tremendous. I mean, just having this opportunity to speak with you about your lacrosse journey. I said at River Dell High School and beforehand, and again, congrats on graduating from River Dell High School. Again, your success on the varsity boys lacrosse team here the past 4 years, and wishing you all the best at the University of Scranton. I know that we'll be hearing more about your accomplishments there. I said academically and then on the lacrosse team, and can't wait to run it back here again.
Sweet. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much.